Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. So, this week has been an exciting but challenging week. So, again, I'm on a different timeline than you. So, in my timeline, it's May. This will probably post in July. So, I have decided to follow one of my dreams and become a travel agent. I absolutely love to travel. I have done all sorts of types of travel, everything from like the van life thing to cruises to Europe and Hawaii and road trips, and it's a passion of mine. It always has been, and I truly believe that every human being deserves to travel. I think everybody should travel. I mean, I remember I used to work for Lee County School District. I was a teacher, and Lee County, for those of you who don't know, is in Southwest Florida. It's got cities like Fort Myers, Sanibel Island, Cape Coral, all of those places. If you've heard of Fort Myers, Florida, you probably are aware that there's a beach there that's a vacation destination. Sanibel Island, even if you haven't heard of it, I'm guessing that you could figure out that it's an island in Southwest Florida, so it probably has some beaches. So I remember when I was being taught, these students, a large portion of them had never been to the beach. Can you imagine raising your children 30 minutes from the beach and never taking them there? And I truly believe that if you make sacrifices, you can travel. Now, do I think that your sacrifices are going to necessarily make you independently wealthy? No. Do I think your sacrifices are going to mean that you're a homeowner in a year? No. I don't care how many lattes you give up at Starbucks. It's not necessarily going to make you a homeowner. However, it can give you the opportunity to travel. Sorry, something funny was in the camera now. And for me, I feel like travel is a big thing. So when I bought my home in 2019, it was definitely meant as a like launch pad. And the original plan was to a couple of years ago move. But the pandemic happened, the housing market changed. So my original speculation, because I had really thought this out and I had really studied the market of where I lived, and the plan was initially to, work, pay off the house, and then upgrade and move in a few years. But life happened, the pandemic happened, everything changed, so it didn't. So the other reason is that I really wanted to be able to travel, and I knew that if I kept my overhead low, that I would still be able to travel. So while other people were paying $900 to $1,200 a month in rent, I managed to get a mortgage for $510. My HOA fees were initially $1,600, but that includes water and garbage. Now they've gone up rather significantly. They pushed through like a major hike, which ticked me off. But there's, when you're frugal and you make those sacrifices, you can travel. So one of my major goals is to really learn this industry and be able to provide travel, not just luxury travel to people who have money. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be like, no, I am sorry, sir, you are a millionaire and I will not provide you travel, because that would be ridiculous. But I also like kind of my, I don't know what you'd call it, like my little, like, my little thing, like my little nugget that's like there, that's like kind of really motivating, is the idea that I can bring travel to people who haven't ever gotten to go on a vacation, that I can help them find these opportunities. And I'll probably eventually end up launching a separate YouTube channel about frugal travel specifically, and about the opportunity to travel because I think that everybody deserves it. But all that said, obviously very excited, very happy. On top of it, I've had like some major catastrophes this week. Car had issues. I took it in. The first people were like, it's going to be like $2,300. It's got this, this, and this. I was like, wow, I can't afford that. So I take it into the next place and they're like, well, it probably needs a tune-up, which it does. And they're like, you can't do the test that they said. And they looked and like they said, did a smoke test, saw no leaks. You need to replace this part. And it's like $2,300 or 23 something, like $23.96. So we'll say 24 actually. So I was like, crap, let's get a second opinion. So they're like, okay, well, if that is the problem, then it's going to be, I'm trying to think what it was. It would have been like an hour or two job, and the part was like $900. So they were going to get me out for like $1,200 or less. So about half the price. So I was like, okay. So I drove my car over last night, and I had to walk back because my parents still are not in town, and I wasn't gonna inconvenience my brother or sister-in-law and have them drive for like an hour and 45 minutes on Mother's Day to give me a ride when it was like 4 miles away. It was, I don't know, 4 point something. It took me like an hour and 7 minutes to walk home. I mean, it was originally supposed to take longer, but about every 12 minutes or so I shaved a minute off. So not even every 12 minutes. So anyways, and no, I wasn't doing anything crazy like, cutting through people's backyards. I mean, at one point I had to like stop because like I was walking on like this big road and there was like these reeds and like we always thought they were just grasses, but apparently there's like water there and something rather large was like tromping through the water following me. So I was kind of like walking in the middle of the street, but when a car would come, I'd have to like stand off to the side. But anyways, I am like so off on a tangent. So I've had that, and that's going to be like $2,000 almost. It's like 19 something to fix or 18 something. I can't remember, but she guaranteed me it was under 2,000, which was the important part. And then, I'm becoming a travel agent and I'm training. My grill broke. Well, I mean, it didn't really break. I went to clean it up because it has been really rusty, and the rust this year was so bad that I literally was scrubbing holes in parts of it. And so it would have been like 80 some dollars in parts to repair. And I mean, it still had other issues, or I could get a brand new grill for 133 something. So I went ahead and got the new grill. So then today I ended up building a grill. The hole saw, I tried using a hole saw to do my buckets, and I'm going to have to like do a different method on that because the hole saw, like, for some reason hole saws hate me. Like, it just doesn't work, and I don't know why, but like it keeps on like messing up my shoulder and my elbow and my wrist. Like it like just yanks it all, and it doesn't, I don't know. They're like, did you hold it down like with clamps? I'm like, of course I did. What did you think? Like, of course, it's a spinning thing. But I thought because it was going through a plastic bucket, it would be easier than the wood was last year. But no, it still wasn't. I don't know what the heck is wrong with, I mean, and it's a good brand. It's like a Milwaukee, I want to say. Yeah, Milwaukee hole saw set. So, yeah. So anyways, so I've had like really exciting things, and I've had things go wrong, and I've gotten like really off track. I spent more money than I like to spend. I ate horribly. I just like got really like everything kind of just piled up. I became overwhelmed, and everything kind of was just like, So my brain is always very busy. That's why I ramble to some extent, is my brain always has like 72 things going on. That's why I can't tell a story just like straight to the point, is because have you ever seen that meme where they're like, you know, how most people tell a story, how I tell a story, and it's got like all the squiggly lines. I'm the squiggly lines. That is my brain. So, because my brain is so busy, I can become overwhelmed, and that's what happened. And it doesn't even have to be like bad things are happening. Good things can overwhelm me too. Just a general busyness. So the past couple of days, I've been trying to start kind of putting everything back on track. Today I got my receipts caught up. Because I do an itemized budget, so like, or itemized spending list, I guess you'd say. So like, if I purchase something, it goes in an itemized list. I have two different ones. I have one where it's like more like where groceries specifically, it just is like the store, the date, and the amount. But then I have another list in there where it literally will say like loaf of bread. You know, it'll have the date, the item, and the price. So like, you know, but I'll do like multiples too. So like, whatever date, May 7th, I think, Mineola oranges times 4, like, cause I bought 4 bags, 4 3-pound bags. And then it was what, 8 minus 4, $7.96. And so like literally everything. And then I total them out, and I was so behind. So I got that caught up. I got the grill built. I got a bunch of food cooked. I made this like really amazing turkey thing. So I made steak and potatoes for dinner because I had that defrosted. That was originally supposed to be Mother's Day, but you know, stuff happens. But then I had been craving. So a few months ago, I cooked a turkey, and I made this turkey rice soup. And it ended up being like more of a turkey rice dish, but then I would like make broth with bouillon or whatever to water it back down because I put way too much rice in. Anyways, I was kind of craving that and the turkey enchiladas, but I don't have a turkey breast. It's not on sale. It's getting hot. I'm trying to avoid turning on the AC. Sorry, my finger's all like dry and weird. So I really had like this, I wanted like the flavoring in the turkey and out. So I made the turkey. I found ground turkey that I had in the freezer. So that I bought for like $1.50, I think, last January. So I browned up the pound of ground turkey, and then I seasoned it with, I did, after it was browned, a cup of hot water with 2 bouillon cubes and adobo and Sazon. I know I'm mispronouncing Sazon, but I cannot remember how you pronounce it. Maybe Sazon? I can't remember. It's a Spanish word. If you know, I am so sorry that I am butchering it. And then put that aside. And then I cooked jasmine rice. And I also added like the chicken broth and the Sazon. And it was absolutely stinking amazing. And combined them with some black beans. So now I am back on track. I am eating healthy again. I am not forgetting to log my food. I am blocking off time. At the same time, I am communicating with my mentors and got all of that set. I am networking. I am doing my study on IntelliTravel. I've built my grill, but I'm getting back on schedule. So now that I have, it takes me a while to adjust to new schedules and routines. So now it's been a week and I'm back in a routine. But in that week that I was out of routine, I feel like everything got so messed up. Like I didn't work as much. And two, once I get my car back, then I'm going to have to add that back into the routine because you don't get, as a travel agent, you don't get paid on travel until travel is completed. So if I were to book, let's say I got this amazing thing and I booked a, 1 month adventure for 1,000 people. Let's say it's like this huge excursion. I don't know, like, some billionaires like, hey, book this huge travel for 1,000 people. and I planned it and it was perfect and everything's good. But let's say it happens in a year. Well, I don't get paid until that travel has been completed. So I do all that work up front and everything. And so eventually I will get a big check, but I have to like wait. So until I am consistently making money in travel, I have to also work my other job. And so there's like that whole like kind of trying to do it all. But it's really easy to get off track. And whether it's eating healthy, whether it's trying to, and I'm doing a lot. In addition to running the YouTube channel, I'm writing a book. I'm becoming a travel agent. I am, I do Shipped. I am on this like huge lifestyle change journey type thing, though I absolutely flubbed that last week. So it's not like I'm over here doing nothing, but it can be very difficult. So when you are setting up a challenge and when you are setting yourself up, you're going to have to give yourself grace when you flub. So let's say that you wanted to do a no buy month. So let's say you're like, you know what? I'm going to do no buy September. I'm not going to go and buy pencils. I'm going to use the pencils that I have in my home, because chances are you have tons of pencils. And unless you're super picky like me, like I have to have, let's see if I can, I don't know where, oh. Okay, I really like these black Tiggeranta pencils because they are, one, they're antibacterial, but two, they write even nicer than the yellow ones. These are the nicest writing pencils. They're better than a mechanical pencil in my opinion. I really love the way they write. And I have a thing about the way things write. My pens have to be I am all about how things write. It's a texture thing, it's a sensation thing, right? And now I'm off. Gosh, what was I talking about? Oh, okay. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to do no spend September. So you're going to go and you're going to gather your pencils that you have around the house, because, heck, people give pencils out for free all the time. How many people have given you a pen or a pencil? Bam, you've got pencils for school. And I'm not going to go and buy a new fall wardrobe because I don't need it. I'm going to pull out my sweaters that I had from last year, so on and so forth, right? So you're doing great, right? And all of a sudden, it's like September 18th, and you realize that you really need a notebook. You have to have this notebook. You are out of notebooks, and you go and buy a notebook. Does that mean that you absolutely failed? No. You still made huge progress, because all that stuff you were going to buy, you didn't. You bought a notebook for $1 or $2, right? Or whatever. So, one, give yourself grace, but two, be prepared to kind of adjust and kind of like create your rituals and routines so that it makes it easier to accomplish things. Because if I didn't have a routine, like I film at night, I almost always film at night. I'm like super behind, but I did decide that I'm going to, I'm not super behind on everything. Like my tips I'm set for. But I'm going to start doing like one more highly edited video a month now that I'm kind of into the routine. But that's where the disaster went with the hole saw and everything. So you kind of need to create these habits. That's the word that I've been looking for. But by creating habits for your frugal lifestyle, making it a habit to cook dinner, making it a habit to meal plan, making it a habit to grocery shop on a certain day, because that's when certain things are clearanced. Make it a habit to if you know you need certain things from Amazon. Let's say, for example, you own your own business and you know that you order boxes and packing tape. I don't know, whatever you order from Amazon. Every month, make it a habit so that you one, you should, if you're ordering boxes, for your own business, you shouldn't be going through Amazon probably, because you can get it cheaper through, like, I think it's Uline. But make it a habit so that you are doing it on only when, like, one day a month, so that you're not having a habit of going on Amazon and getting all sorts of the extra things that you don't need. So create habits, create routines so that you spend less. Instead of going to the grocery store every day, go plan your day, one day a week that you go. And then if you absolutely need something, you can run out and get that thing, but like, not, plan your days of the week that you cook so that you're set. Plan your days of the week that you're going to defrost meat. Plan your days of the week that you're going to do X, Y, Z. And it'll make frugal living a lot easier. It really makes everything so much easier, because if it weren't for my habits, routines, and rituals, I would have collapsed by now. I wouldn't have lost 150 pounds, which I don't even know if I can say that officially now, because right now I am above that, which kind of ticks me off, but that's okay. I'll get back down. I'll be fine. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't be where I'm at health-wise. I wouldn't be able to be becoming a travel agent. I wouldn't be running a YouTube channel. I wouldn't be doing any of this if it weren't for habits, rituals, and routines. So those things work anywhere in life, but they also work for being frugal, because your habits, your rituals, and your routines will keep you from spending money when you don't need to be spending money. So that is today's tip for frugal living. Develop your habits, your rituals, your routines, the way your week is going to run, so that you aren't out spending money every day. You're instead at home enjoying something, or at the park going for a walk, or making your dinner and eating healthy, and not buying a bunch of processed junk. You're not buying, TV dinners and chicken nuggets. You're making healthy food, because it's better for your body, which if you treat your body better, that is frugal too. So develop these habits, develop these routines, and go for it, because you could honestly do great things. And then you'll start to see all that savings pile in, and you'll start to see other benefits. You'll see health benefits, and even you could be like absolutely skinny, muscular, beautiful figure, all of it, right? Absolutely gorgeous, but still have health benefits just from eating healthy, because just because you look good on the outside doesn't mean you feel good on the inside. Like, you could have stomach problems or like soreness or whatever. So develop your habits, routines, and rituals. Anyways, I'm going to go now, because it has been a long time and I am off on a tangent, and I will just keep rambling. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.